Welcome to Go Gardening Videos. We're here at the Rainbow Gardens on Bandera Road, and I'm with Robin. She's an employee here at the store, and Haley. She is a great volunteer, and we're going to talk a little bit about the partnerships that Rainbow Garden has done with the Native Plant Society. So let's go look at some of the plants. So tell me a little bit about this garden.
Sure.
We're talking about the Texas Native Demonstration Garden. So what's in here?
Okay, so yes, this is a garden that is sponsored by the Native Plant Society of Texas in conjunction with Rainbow Gardens. They invited us to take over this bed in the center of the nursery and showcase some of our awesome Texas native plants. So we chose some of our favorites to really show off that do really well in full sun. They're drought hardy. We know that customers more and more are looking for plants that are easy to care for, that can handle our extreme temperatures, and we think all of those fit the bill. And they also offer some really cool wildlife benefits. So we have some of our favorite plants for butterflies, bees, and birds in here. And we've got a sign for each plant that really gives you some great information.
That's really good. A lot of people asking about signs all the time.
Yep.
So, native.
Yep.
Drought tolerant.
Yep.
Wildlife adaptable.
Totally wildlife friendly. Yep.
And then what else?
Easy to grow. So that's one thing I love about
Very
native plants,
important.
right?
Very
Yes.
important. So we have a wide variety of salvias and mist flowers, and what else?
We wanted to show off our ornamental grasses that are native to Texas because we think that's an opportunity that maybe a lot of homeowners don't necessarily use in their garden beds and their landscaping. So we wanted to show off some of our great muley grasses, some of our little blue stem. We've got a number of different grasses in the bed. We also have some small ornamental trees, which will really fill in. This was all just planted a couple months ago, so everything's still really new. It's going to take a couple years to establish and really fill in the bed, but we've got a Texas kidneywood and an Anacacho orchid tree as well, so kind of quite a variety here.
So this was a combined effort with Rainbow Gardens and the Native Plant Society.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other partners involved?
Not at the moment. We were just excited to have the opportunity to have our volunteers come out here, design the bed, do the planting, and we kind of keep an eye on it, keep it maintained. But a lot of these plants really don't need a lot of maintenance, which is another nice thing. They kind of are just thriving here on their own. So we hope that the customers will come check them out. And we made our signs really easy to kind of get the key information. We have a QR code on the sign. So if you want more information about the plant, it takes you right to our native plant database on the Native Plant Society website.
Does the staff here take care of it, or does the volunteers?
It's a combination. It's a joint effort. Yep, they water it, keep an eye on it, and when we have some of our members come by and do some light weeding, and so yeah, so far it's been a great partnership.
Okay, fabulous. Is there anything else we need to look at?
I don't think so. I just come out to Rainbow Gardens and check it out, and I think Robin's going to show you a new area.
Let's get Robin in here, and let's talk about their special bed that they have. So Haley was telling us about the Native Plant Society demonstration bed.
Yes.
Can folks see other native plants here in the nursery?
Absolutely. We have natives mixed in with all of our plants here in the nursery. An easy way to find out which ones are native is to reference our signs. It will say Texas native on the signs of the plants that are actually native. But we have a special place.
I was just going to say, bed number 44.
Yes, sir.
That is exclusively native plants.
Yes, it is.
And they are very popular native plants, so you grouped them all together.
Absolutely. Yes, and it is right across from the native bed demo.
So you can look at the native bed and then come over and try to find your native plant over here at the exclusive bed number 44.
Yes,
I like
sir.
to say that all the time. Bed number 44 on that. Can we look at some of these plants?
Yes, let's take a look.
Okay. So Robin, tell me some of these native plants that we have here.
Well, we've got Blackfoot daisies, Texas betony.
Okay. No, I was going to say, I love Blackfoot daisy.
Oh, yes.
How can you kill them?
Overwatering.
There you go. That's the proper answer.
Yes.
And then what else we have back here?
We've got some Datura, which is the angel trumpet or devil's trumpet. I had no idea that was a Texas native. You learn something new every day.
There you go.
Flame acanthus, one of my favorites.
This, the flame acanthus. Now, this was a little sign that you had on here,
yes.
so that we could, look at that
right.
again. It's a great butterfly plant?
It is a great butterfly
Okay.
plant, a great hummingbird plant. It's got those nice little tubular shaped flowers that the hummingbirds absolutely love. And
Do bees like this?
bees like it as well.
Oh, so
I think
it's a
this is
triple
great
B.
one. Yes, yes.
All
it is.
right, okay, triple B. Butterflies, bees, and birds.
Birds,
All right,
yes.
all right.
We've got some rock rose over here.
Oh, Pavonia. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Beautiful rock rose, Turk's cap, and also a skull cap.
A skull cap. Now, I see all these wonderful natives, and it just occurred to me what they all have in common besides being native plants.
What is that?
They are all eligible for the SAWS landscape coupon.
That is true. And isn't that the great thing about natives is so many of them are on the SAWS Water Saver program. And they're just great plants.
Yes, they're fabulous plants. And again, just like what Haley was talking about, drought tolerant,
Yes.
cold tolerant, attractive to wildlife,
Yes.
and easy to put in.
Absolutely. And easy to care for.
Easy to care for, so they survive and
Yes.
thrive.
Yes.
All right.
Which is what we want.
All right. So that's great. Let's maybe look at some other plants that we have in the nursery.
Okay, that
All
sounds
right.
great.
Okay. All right. Robin, there's so many plants all the way around us here. How do we choose?
I know so much beauty, so many plants, and it's such
Yeah.
a great time of year.
Now this row right here is all the SAWS plants, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. We affectionately call it Saw's Row.
Okay. You know what? I have to get some plants for a friend of mine for her landscape. I'm going to choose it. It's kind of a shady site, partial shade.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my 15 plants per the SAWS coupon.
Perfect.
And I'm going to start with some plants here. So can I have this Mexican buckeye?
Of course. Let's
All
get
right.
that one out
Well,
for
this is
ya.
a large one,
It is.
but this is on the SAWS coupon.
Yes, it is.
Let me get that. All right.
There we go.
Okay. So why do I want this to be the centerpiece?
Okay.
And
Beautiful.
so we have a large tree come down, and then we'll come down and we'll gradually get smaller and smaller and
beautiful.
smaller. Okay.
Love it.
So with that in mind, what do I have some inland sea oats? Can I have some of those?
Yes, absolutely.
Now these are great native grasses for shady areas, so this would be perfect. So let me have 2.
2 of
Now,
those.
why do I want 2? Why?
For
The
balance.
rule of odd numbers. So I got one more.
One more.
If you could do that for me, thank
Of
you.
course.
So that is a rule. As we always get plants in groups of odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7.
Yes.
So I got 1 and then 3 of those.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm on my way. I got 4 plants. Let's see, what other shade ones do we have? Now, asparagus fern is very popular. A lot of people love it.
Yes.
Very nice, evergreen, very nice color green. I'm not a big fan. Aesthetics.
Yes.
But it is very drought tolerant.
Yes, it is.
And that's why it's on the SAWS list.
Yes.
Drought tolerant. You don't have to water it a whole lot.
Wonderful. Yes. Well, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. It's just, it doesn't appeal to me.
Yes.
What other plants do we have for a partial shade situation?
Partial shade situation. We've got blue plumbago.
Oh,
That is
okay.
another one.
Let's get some blue plumbago. That's a
Okay.
great one. Where would that be?
It's also on Saw's Row, right down the
Okay.
bottom here.
Oh, and some
Sorry.
Turk's
Turk's
cap.
cap, yes,
Let's
Turk's cap.
get Turk's cap. Let's get about 5 of them.
5. All right.
Again, odd number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Okay, Turk's cap, a native,
Yes.
very attractive to hummingbirds,
Absolutely.
butterflies as well.
Yes, butterflies like it. And it does have an edible berry at the end of the season, and I've
okay.
tried it. It's not,
You-
very tasty, but I wanted to try it.
So when
just
did
to
you try it?
Here, I tried it in the pollinator garden because we don't use any
About
chemicals.
several months ago?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so you're still alive. Okay,
I am
great.
still alive, yes.
Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All
I
right.
have 5 more.
5 more.
And you had some of the acanthus.
Yes, we've got Flamacanthus, and then we also have our blue plumbago.
Oh, let's get some of the blue plumbago.
Okay. Do we want 5 of these?
Yes, let's get 5 of those. Let's just go with that.
All right.
So I like odd numbers, but I don't like just individual plants. I like to have a little consistency.
Yes.
So I don't know about you. Do you do the same thing?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's it. That we have our 5 plants.
Yes.
Now, normally what we do is we go pay for them,
Yes.
and then
present our SAWS coupon.
present the SAWS coupon,
Yes,
and then we
sir.
get the $100 off
Yes,
the plants.
absolutely.
All right. Okay. Great. Thank you, Robin. This
Thank
is
you.
great. I
Thank
think
you
I
very
think my
much.
friend will be totally appreciative of these plants. We got a big plant. We have a somewhat smaller plant,
Yes.
and then we have the blue plumbago,
Yes.
about the same size, a little smaller, and then in the front we have the inland seal. So we have a gradual movement up, which is just perfect
Love it.
because we have the several layers.
Yes, and this can go in the shade as well. I love that.
I love that. Yeah, it's great. So thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Careful now.
Yes. Thank you. So if you need help with your SAWS shopping, just give Mark a call and he can.
Wait. No, I'm here. This is not me. I want to thank everybody for watching Go Gardening. I want to thank Robin and Haley for allowing us to come here at the Rainbow Gardens on Bandera Road. We really appreciate it. And everyone, thank you for watching. Get out there and garden, and please save some water.
Ever wonder where all of the water we use to drink, bathe, cook, garden, and put out fires comes from? Ever wonder how our water supply is safeguarded to ensure it's there for generations to come? The answers to all your questions will be waiting for you at the Edwards Aquifer Authority Education Outreach Center. Book your free visit today at eaaeoc.org. The EOC is the place to be.
Welcome to Go Gardening. We're here at Bart Kelly's house in the medical center, and we just wanted to show you a little bit what you can do with a house and your landscape, and it's very enjoyable out here. It's very quiet. Bart, thank you for allowing us to be out here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank
Mark.
you. Tell us a little bit about the history. Tell us how you got out here in the medical center.
Well, we had friends in the neighborhood, and we used to drive through the neighborhood and saw what a beautiful place to be. It's like in the middle of the country, but you're right in the middle of the city.
Right. We don't hear any traffic. We hear the songbirds.
Yeah, we hear plenty of birds, a lot of birds and wildlife in the area. And we just fell in love with the neighborhood, and we were very aggressive about trying to find a place in the neighborhood. Found this empty lot, approached the people directly to see if we could purchase it, and we purchased it. And we've been here for about 30 years now.
30 years now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And so, well, let's take a little bit, a little
Oh,
walk
oh,
around
sure.
and see what y'all have here.
Very good.
All right,
Yes, we're glad
thanks.
to show you.
Okay, let's go. Bart, tell us a little bit about how you designed this whole bed right here. like
Right.
this.
Well, I think it's a combination of its location was number one. As you can see at our house, we have all these windows here, and I wanted a lot of color as we looked out the back part of the house. And so over the years, I've discovered certain plants that are just very, very colorful. For instance, our Johnny Jump Ups or violas, whatever you call them. So I wanted an intense color just in an area where we could just look out the windows and see a bunch of color.
One of the reasons I called you up is
Yeah.
I heard that you had an interesting container collection.
Yeah.
So these containers are great. They're filled with lots of colorful plants. Tell us a little bit about how you got all these wonderful containers.
Well, I did that out of survival because one of the things that doesn't get talked a lot about is the competition from roots, from trees.
Oh, from roots,
Yes.
from like grass, maybe like some aggressive grass.
And, mesquite trees, other trees in the area, they tend to get in the system, in the soil, and take away water, nutrients, and things like. And sometimes can be very difficult to grow real well. So I went up with pots, and I just get so much more success with pots. And so
What-
it's a combination of pots.
It's a great wood, ceramic, metal,
Right.
plastic.
Whatever you can
It's a
find.
very eclectic mixture.
Whatever
and-
you can find. That's
and
right.
and it seems to work well for you.
It works great because you can choose your own soil, the quality of the soil. There's no root competition from other plants. The fertility, you know exactly where to put it. You know where to put the water. And so the pots are very, very handy in a lot of ways.
Okay, let's look at some more down this way.
Oh, sure, sure.
So Bart, tell me a little bit about your mix, what you use in your containers.
Oh, okay.
Is it something that you make yourself, or you
Yeah.
buy the store bought, or what is it?
Well, when I first decided to use pots, it became very apparent it's expensive to buy these big bags of potting mix. But you can probably make as good, if not better, potting mix if you do it yourself. So I make the potting mix myself.
And what do you use in
Yeah.
that mix?
I played with it. Lately, what I've been using is mostly pine bark grounds, or what they call the fines, which is very finely ground, and that's the basis. And then and I go half and half with that with compost.
Okay.
I make my own compost
Okay,
with
all right.
wood chips and just food scraps and things like that. I go half and half, and I'll throw in some perlite with them, and it seems to be working very well. And it's, like I say, it's
It's very
less-
simple. It sounds very simple, but it has all the constituents of
Yes.
something you buy in the store.
yes, and it's
At
just
a lot
a
more
whole
expensive.
lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper.
A lot
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit about this wonderful rose here in the back.
Well, this is here almost serendipitously. It's completely by accident. I went to the nursery and decided I wanted 3 old blush bushes.
So
And-
Old Blush is the varietal name.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. But I wanted the bush form.
Uh-huh.
But I noticed that over time it was getting these long wands. And I said, wait, something's going on.
Okay.
So it ended up being a climbing
All right.
blush.
Right.
And I've just nurtured it, and that's the result. So
Yeah,
it's a happy accident.
In fact, the other day I was reading
Yeah.
the description
Right.
of the Old Blush, and it's medium shrub.
Yeah.
So this is not medium. This is obviously the climber.
Gigantic. This is
Yeah.
the climber is very, very large. And I had one up in the mesquite trees you drove up.
Uh-huh.
It succumbed to the drought and cold. So
Well, that will go now. Will produce another bloom, or is it bloom throughout the summer, or
Yeah,
what is?
okay, so you're seeing the first bloom of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very intense, but it actually gets even more intense bloom in about 3 weeks. And it becomes very full of blooms. And then after that, it's sporadic bloom. You'll always see some blooms on it,
Okay.
but the 2 big ones are, and you get one in the fall too.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a major bloom, but even greater bloom here in a few weeks.
Yeah, and this is what is called one of the earth kind, or one of the antique roses.
Yeah, yes.
So this is an excellent rose for
Yeah.
San Antonio. I
Yeah.
just love it. It's
And
one of
you
my
can see
favorites.
the bees.
I was going to say, I was
around.
going to point out there's lots of bees already on the blooms.
And for somebody who has a bee allergy,
Oh, really?
I got a bee allergy.
Okay.
So I'm a little careful, but you know, they never don't really bother me too much.
All right. Let's go. Let's look at some of these other pots
Sure.
on the other
Sure,
end.
sure.
I should use the proper term, containers.
Yeah, containers. There you go.
Hey Bart, I couldn't help but notice this branch over
Yeah.
here when all this is not artwork, but tell me a little bit about what's going on this. What are each individual containers?
Well, these are solar lights. You can get them on eBay for, I mean, not eBay, but on Amazon for about $7.
Mm-hmm.
And I just decided on a whim to start hanging them here, and at night it makes for kind of interesting.
You know, the number, I think
Yeah.
it probably is, it provides
Yeah.
a lot of light.
Yeah.
But this is interesting,
Yeah.
this mesquite. How did you get it to act like this, coming up and turning
Well,
around?
Well, what happened, this was a live mesquite quite a few years ago. And as it grew, I just eliminated certain limbs and I kind of allowed for it to take a certain course, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with
So-
all the cutting, it eventually succumbed.
So you didn't have any weight to twist it.
Oh, no.
But it was just by pruning.
Yeah, if you had a limb come up here, I'd take that limb because I wanted to go this way.
Mm-hmm.
And just by doing that, it slowly but surely did this twisting and turning.
Mm-hmm. So we can call it some Texas bonsai?
There you go.
All right, let's call
go
it
with
that.
Let's-
So you made this a mesquite with Texas bonsai.
there you go.
All right, great. So I just can't imagine all the light on here, but I'm sure it's just spectacular.
It's very pretty. It's something to look at night, and you have these other solar lights that are
Uh-huh.
really interesting to look at.
All right. Well, maybe we should do a program at night.
Well, maybe I'm all.
Oh,
game, so
okay,
it's-
okay. Let's talk about all these plants over here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hey Bart, I just love these containers right here. They're very lovely. Where did you get these?
Oh.
These?
Actually, my sister gave them to me.
So
She
they're
had a
gift.
home that had these,
Mhm.
and as she was leaving, she offered to give these to me, and I worked them into the landscape.
Well, you know, they're very simple, but they
Yeah.
kind of provide a little effect to
a
the
little
to the
interest,
landscape. So they're very nice. But I couldn't help but notice, you know, I raced over here and I called it a rose.
Yeah.
It's not a rose. What is it?
It's a blackberry bush, specifically the Brazos
Mm-hmm.
blackberry.
And so it's growing in a large pot.
Yes, and it's plastic.
This is plastic.
Yes.
Oh
see,
wow.
it tricked you.
It tricked me, yeah. And so
Okay.
so we got bees all over the place, and then what is that one over there?
That's a Kiowa blackberry. It's
Now,
highly recommended. It's newer. That's why
It's
nice.
newer. That's
Yeah,
what I was going to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
It's a newer one. Well, this is very nice, and it's easier because you can get in and pick everything, and then do the cutting back, which you have to do with
And I
the
don't
blackberries.
have to worry about it spreading through the landscape.
No, it's in this, and if it does, you can easily
right.
get it out on that. Well, we got all these bees here, but I certainly remember something about hummingbirds over
Yeah.
on this end.
Okay.
So let's go look at the hummingbirds over here. All right. So, Bart, tell me a little bit about the plants that are on this side and on this side.
Well, this is my hummingbird
Alley?
bait. Yes. Right through here, you can't see it unfortunately, is full of Turk's cap. You can see carefully there.
Uh-huh.
Turk's cap, and the hummingbirds love that. And the red mountain sage over here is a big attractant to.
And what is the type of flower on that?
It's a red.
It's a red one,
and
yeah.
very tubular,
Uh-huh.
traditional kind of
Hummingbird type thing?
salvia type of, and it blooms essentially all through the growing season.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's something, but it goes all the way over here.
Yeah, it really spreads crazy.
And then I
Yeah.
noticed,
Yeah.
well, I noticed two things.
Yeah.
You have your coffee,
My
right,
coffee there,
Yeah.
and my birds
and
get
bird
fed
feeder right here.
The hummers come through here, so I do a lot of watching of wildlife right through there.
Yeah. But I noticed on your feeders, now you don't have any colorful syrup or anything. You don't need that, do you?
No, I think it is a wives' tale to put the red dye in there. I think people think it makes things a little more attractive to them, but there's no evidence that that is necessary.
Yeah.
It's also not harmful. So,
Yeah, and so that's what I agree, and I think a lot of people, think that it has to be done,
Yeah,
and
no.
and It does not have to be done.
no.
With the wonderful plants here on either side, you're going to attract a whole lot.
In fact, when everything's up and going, they prefer the plant nectar over the nectar on the feeders. At least that's been my experience.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's really kind of important. I like to hear
Yeah,
that the plant is more important to the wildlife than the man-made nectar product.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's more sugar content or what, but they clearly show a preference.
More concentrated sugar. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Something to study.
Well, should we go look at one of the big highlights of the property?
What would that be?
Well, I hear lots of things about the poppies over here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Very good.
What, do you think of something else? Well, Bart, tell me a little bit about these wonderful poppies.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are.
They're absolutely beautiful.
And where did you get? Are these by seed or by plant? Or what?
No, my daughter bought a home near us, and as they were purchased the home, I noticed in the backyard they had some poppies, and I said, "Can I have a few of the seeds?"
Oh,
I got the seeds, and I've had poppies every year now. Now they don't go where you plant them.
Oh, okay.
They happen to make their own way to wherever they want to be.
Oh.
For instance, they're in the garden over here.
They're in the garden, but they're also right here.
Yeah, on the curb. So, but they're absolutely beautiful.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah. And talking about the garden, you have a lot of vegetables back here, but you just told me something different.
Yeah. The in-ground beds I'm actually getting rid of. So I'm in a transition to make it all potted areas.
All containers.
Yeah, all containers. I just found, as I said earlier, that the root competition from the tree just really sucks the life out of the vegetables. Now it does do well in the winter when I think some of the trees are more dormant, but during the active year part of the year and when it's droughty, all these plants are opportunistic and they go straight for it. In fact, I took a tiller in there one time and I couldn't make through. There's so many roots.
So many roots in that. Yeah. So you're going to the containers, all the containers.
All containers.
Wow.
And so far they're significantly more productive.
That's the important thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, Bart, for allowing us to come on out and take a video of your wonderful garden. And it's amazing what you can do in San Antonio with some pots and containers and a small bedding area and your own planting mix. It's really fabulous.
Yes, it is very nice. And it starts with loving the plants. And if you love the plants and if you're open to learning, you can do a lot of things.
Well, it's a beautiful landscape you had, and we thank you again, and really appreciate all the work that you've done.
It's my pleasure.
Well, thank you again. We want to thank you for watching Go Gardening. Let's get out there and garden and save a lot of water. Thanks. You know, landscaping is really about maintenance, and I just want to take a few minutes every video talk a little bit about maintenance. Right now it's April, and I have a lot of questions, or receive a lot of questions about this luscious grass that's going throughout the lawn, and people are worried that it's a weed, and I want to tell you what it is. We have two different ones. We have rescue grass and we have wild poa, which is this little thin one. These are cool season weeds. They're gonna die in another 30 to 45 days. Don't worry about them. They're lush, they're green, they're wonderful. You mow them a couple of times during the winter, and then you really don't have to worry about them again. And come at the end of April, your warm season grasses like your zoysias and St. Augustines and Bermudas will start to take over. So you don't have to apply any herbicides for this. So that's my maintenance minute. Thanks for watching Go Garden. Thanks, everyone.
So, how does enjoying the many beautiful parks and natural areas located in the Trinity Glen Rose Groundwater Conservation District help protect the clean water stored in the Trinity Aquifer? You can learn more at trinityglenrose.com/pollution prevention.
Litter goes with the flow. Join the San Antonio River Authority in protecting area creeks and the river. Don't let litter trash your river. Let's all be river proud.